everyone, welcome to this week's episode of Technique Tuesday. So this week is another glazing technique. We're going to talk about using the wax resist. This is wax resist. It's a paintable wax, and I'm going to show you how it works. So in art, a resist is any kind of material you use as a barrier to keep whatever you're painting on the surface from adhering to that surface. So you're painting around it. There's different ways to use this in different art mediums, but in ceramics, this is how you do it. So this is the wax resist. It's a great big bottle. It's on the windowsill in the back of the room normally, and you're gonna want just a small amount. So get one of the small cups by the sink, and you're gonna pour some into the cup. You do not need by any means to fill the cup. This is plenty, and whatever I don't use today, I'm gonna pour back in the bottle. So, okay, there's two ways you can use wax resist. One is to wax the bottom of your project. So, as you know, you're not supposed to paint the bottom of your project, but if you struggle with making a nice, clean, neat edge, you can use wax resist to kind of act as a little bit of an insurance policy. So I have one of the small sponges, and I'm just going to dip this in here, and I'm going to wipe it on the bottom of my project. Now, in a big ceramic studio, most artists use what are called dipping glazes, where you just dunk the project in the glaze. And that's one of the major uses of this product, of this wax resist, but it works with the paint-on glazes as well. So I'm coating the bottom and this outside of my foot ring on my bowl here. So there you go. All I have to do is one coat. You can't really see it real well. It's kind of a yellowy color. It'll show up more once it's dry, but just once is totally fine. The next step I would do is I have to clean the sponge out. If you leave the wax in the sponges or in the paintbrushes, it will ruin them. Once it dries, there's no other way to get it off except for applying heat. And applying heat to a sponge means burning it, so we're not going to do that. So I need to take this over to the sink and wash it in hot water. You all know the sink gets pretty hot, so it shouldn't be an issue, but you need to wash these out, rinse them out, squeeze them out in hot water, otherwise they will be ruined. So I'm going to go do that while this dries, and then I'll come back. Okay, I'm back. I washed my sponge out, and this is mostly dry. The wax resist dries really quickly. So now I'm going to show you how to use it in a decorative way. So I've got my little cup of wax resist here, and I've got my bowl, and I've got a paintbrush. Now the key with using wax resist in a paintable way is to use a nice, soft, fluffy brush. You don't want to use a stiff brush, any of the ones that when you push on the bristles, they feel like they kind of spring back. Those are not good. You want a nice, soft, fluffy brush. And you can take the wax, okay, dip it in your paint, and you can paint any kind of design. So I am going to paint little flowers or flower stems on here. And then after I'm done painting all of these and they dry, I can go over this with a glaze color, and the glaze will not stick where I have painted the wax. Let me get up close to the camera here. Let me zoom so that you can see this up close. So when you're painting with the wax, it's actually pretty similar to the slip trail, where you don't want to actually touch the surface of the the clay with the bristles. You kind of want to just let the liquid get on there and then drag the liquid around, but you don't really touch it firmly with the bristles. You touch it very lightly. You want this to go on fairly thick. Not so thick that it's dripping, that would not be good. But you want it to go on there nice and thick. Now this is gonna look very hand painted. You should embrace that rather than fight with it. But in the examples, you could also of course combine this with other types of resist to get different effects, and I'll show you some of those in the examples at the end of our video. So I'm going to go around my bowl and paint the rest of my floral design here, and then I will show you the end result. My little floral vine design all around the outside of my bowl, and I need to let it dry now before I can glaze with my glaze. So while this is drying, I'm gonna go ahead and clean up. Remember, any wax resist that you don't use on your project, please pour back in the jug. Don't leave it in the cups. They will get really gross. When that wax dries in the bottom, it's like a candle. You gotta chip it out, it's pain. So again, wash this out with hot water. I'm gonna go wash my brush out with hot water because this will ruin the brush if I don't wash it. And then I'm gonna let this dry before I glaze. So we'll come back in a minute. All right, folks, we're back, and I've let my wax dry. You can see it's kind of changed colors. It's darker now, and I can start glazing. But a couple of things before I start glazing that I need to mention. One is, when you're waxing, if you make a mistake and you get wax somewhere that you didn't mean to, you can't get it off. The only way to get it off is to melt it, and that's what happens in the kiln. So just keep that in mind. If you get something in a spot where you didn't want it, you just have to figure out how to turn that, we call it a happy accident. You have to figure out how to turn it into something that you do want. And then the other thing is, I do not recommend using wax on the insides of objects. Keep in mind that when this wax melts, it's going to leave raw, unglazed clay behind. And doing that on the insides of functional projects is just generally not recommended because it's very hard to wash the inside when you do that. So just a couple of things to keep in mind while you're working with the wax resist. So anyway, now I'm going to glaze. I'm going to be using, this is a satin black, but any of the glazes will work, including the underglazes. So I'm going to go ahead and just, all you do is paint right over top of your project, just as you normally would. 3 coats, as always letting it dry between coats, but you can see it's not sticking where my wax is. So I'm going to go ahead and do all my coats on this, and then I'll go over the last step with you. I'm super zoomed in right now. There's one last thing I need to do before I call it quits with this. You can see that the glaze is not sticking completely where the wax is, which is, you know, again, is what I want. But if I leave this behind, it's not going to come out right. So what I'm going to do is I have a little bowl of water. Here's my little bowl of water and a clean paintbrush, and I am going to just take some water on my paintbrush and just go right over top of my wax. And what should happen is it should kind of wash away that excess glaze. I want to make sure I rinse my brush out occasionally. Rinse my brush out occasionally and continue onward. If I leave this behind in the wax, I mean, it does a good job, but it doesn't get doesn't fight every single bit of glaze. So I just need to give it a little assistance here, and then I will be all done and I can fire my bowl. Okay, I've got one more section to do, and I just want to show you one other way of going about taking off this glaze. If it's being a little more stubborn than you would like, you can also, I'm just slightly dampening this with a wet sponge, and that will soften up the glaze again. So if the glaze is dry and it's giving you, it's just being challenging about coming off, you can take, again, a small sponge, make sure it's clean. You'll notice as I was doing this, I was frequently rinsing out my sponge, and you can gently wipe. Key word there being gently. If you wipe too hard, you are going to wipe the glaze off the sections where you want the glaze to stay. So don't wipe the glaze off too hard, but you can gently wipe with a clean sponge, making sure that you rinse the sponge frequently as you're wiping, because otherwise you're just going to be kind of spreading the glaze around and not removing it. You have to take it off of the clay and get rid of it, and then wipe away the next section. So that is wax resist. And in the examples, you'll kind of see how this looks when it's fully fired and finished. And I hope you guys will give it a try on some of your projects.
Remember that after the clay is fired, the wax will have melted away, leaving behind raw, unglazed clay. You can add glaze in these areas and fire the piece a third time if you want color instead of white clay remaining.